Hello Seekers, welcome to Puneet's Astrology, your one-stop astro channel. Coming back to the basics of astrology, this video is regarding one more very interesting yoga and very interesting topic from the concepts of Vedic astrology. It is about Pap Kartari Yoga. What is this yoga means, how to read if it is present in your chart, and what is the influence of this yoga in your horoscope, we will discuss in detail. Stay tuned till the end to get to know much more about this yoga, and you can also check in your chart if you have this yoga and connect with the video accordingly. You can follow me on social media, Facebook, Instagram and Twitter for more astrobites, for more information about astrology. And if you want to take my consultation, you can drop me an email. The email ID is in the description box below. But before that, do not forget to hit subscribe button and hit the bell icon so that you never miss another update. Hitting the bell icon allows the notification to come on your mobile phone when I upload a video. Let's continue with this unique placement of two planets and how it affects your own life. Pap Kartari Yoga. When you are understanding this, you have to understand the meaning of the word Pap Kartari. Pap Kartari, Pap means sin, and Kartari is defined by the word scissor. It cuts. It cuts anything into two parts. Pap Kartari Yoga is a typical formation whenever a house or a planet falls in between two planets which are malefic in nature. Usually what we see is that the planet has to be at a house ahead and at a house behind. Say for example, if you have Jupiter placed in the sign of Leo, Jupiter is in the house of Sun, Jupiter seems to be very strong. But now you have Saturn in the sign of Cancer and Rahu in the sign of Virgo. So on one hand you have Saturn, on the other hand you have Rahu, and between these two malefic planets, the house which is in between, which is the entire Leo zodiac sign, and the planet which is placed in that zodiac sign has been hemmed, and this particular position is called as Pap Kartari. So I will say Jupiter and the sign of Leo is under the influence of Pap Kartari. Technically, it is said to be a very dreadful yoga, a very negative one that will stop you. Now let us understand why. When a particular house has malefic ahead and a malefic behind, what does it mean? Second from any house means the gains, the collectiveness of that house, the value system of that house. And the 12th means the losses. So if a malefic is present in the 12th from that house, a person will always be scared about the loss of that house, whereas the second also has a malefic, so nothing is getting collected. It's like you have $1,000 in your bank account and you have a fear of $1,200 expenses. You're always on a deficit mode and you're always scared that how will you be able to manage. So the management goes for a toss. You're always concerned about that particular placement, you're always concerned about the attributes of that planet and the house which is under Pap Kartari. But there are various cases of this Pap Kartari because Pap Kartari is kind of a very commonly found yoga. Because if you see, Sun and Mars can also form Pap Kartari, and Sun moves its sign every month, Mars also in 40-45 days and sometimes more than that, but it will change its sign. So they are the fast moving planets compared to Saturn and Rahu. But the most difficult Pap Kartari is when it is formed by Saturn and Rahu. The Pap Kartari is usually the average Pap Kartari, which is like Sun is on one side, Rahu is on the other side, it's fine. But then when both planets are in direct nature, it means it's like you are standing in between, there is a wall ahead of you and there is a wall behind you. So what happens is, because the wall is moving like this, you are forced to move in a particular direction. So Pap Kartari asks you to move in a particular direction by cutting the pathways, because Kartari means scissor, it will cut everything. But because you are forced to move in a particular direction, if you understand the flow, it also cuts off the prarabdha. That's why it's Pap Kartari. You can make it cut your path. You can make it use it cut your own sins. For that, you have to understand the direction of the flow of the planet. And because if you don't flow in that direction, every other direction is kind of cut off. The signal is not coming, the input is not coming, and that is why you will see that you are struggling to gain benefits from that house. You are struggling to do anything related to that house. And the most difficult Pap Kartari is if the Pap Kartari happens on your ascendant or it happens on your moon. Because if moon is under Pap Kartari, the mind is always blocked, it is always congested, and your thinking and the thought process will become so narrow, not because of your nature, but possibly because of the upbringing, possibly because of the difficult times that you have seen. It makes you arrogant, it makes you adamant, and it will ask you to flow in a particular direction, and you are bound to flow. It's like somebody is holding you from the neck. And no matter how much hard you try, it just simply doesn't happen. So the whole and sole responsibility is on that particular planet to get out of the house. And that's the average Pap Kartari. Now, consider one of the planet is in retrograde motion. Let us take an example. Aries zodiac sign. Mars is in the sign of Taurus and Saturn is in the sign of Pisces. That means Saturn's motion is towards Aries. But the problem is, because Mars is retrograde, Mars motion is also towards Aries. This is the most difficult Pap Kartari, and if you have this Pap Kartari, you have to make the planet or the house under consideration a very strong one, because without the strength, you won't be able to survive. Why? Because imagine there's a wall coming like this and there is another wall coming like this. They are trying to squeeze you. The planet and the house is getting squeezed by the two malefic planets, and this means that you are being squeezed and the essence have to come out. This can make you a very powerful person if you can fight this. But to fight this, you have to understand the entire architecture of the horoscope. Then the strength of that planet has to be very high. But say, consider like this. Mars is in the sign of Cancer, and Saturn is retrograde second from Mars, and there is Sun 12th from Mars. See this, say this like this. Mars is debilitated. Saturn on the second house is retrograde and headed towards Mars. Sun, which is in the sign of Gemini, is also headed towards Mars. Because Saturn and Sun are actually the enemies towards each other and they are headed towards Mars, and Mars is debilitated, this Mars will not have any strength to come out of it. What it will do, it can put you into depression. It can put you into a real struggling mode. In spite of having different Raj Yogas in your horoscope, if the Mars becomes a prominent planet in your horoscope, it will not allow you to grow in life. You have to somehow strengthen that planet. So this particular and a typical case, and remember, don't apply this in your chart because there are hundreds of factors. For example, Jupiter aspects the planet who is under Pap Kartari in spite of the retrogression of the planet, in spite of the most difficult Pap Kartari, because Jupiter is aspecting, or any benefic planet is aspecting towards that planet, some help will come who will pull that person out. But the life goes on to survival mode. Then comes a third Pap Kartari. The third type of Pap Kartari is, say for example, Rahu is in the 12th house, Moon is in the first house, and Saturn is in the second house. This type of Pap Kartari is usually formed when Rahu forms the Pap Kartari or Ketu forms a Pap Kartari, because Rahu and Ketu are both retrograde planets. So what happens in this case? Rahu, you are standing like this. Rahu, which is in the 12th house, is going towards 11th house, whereas Saturn, which is in the second house, goes towards 3rd house. So the wall, instead of squeezing you, is getting expanded. What happens? In the early years of your life, you will feel great difficulties regarding that planet and regarding the attributes of that house. That you have to see from your own chart, what bhava it rules, what elements of life it is controlling. But as your life progresses, because the planetary energies will somehow recede in the future, you will see that you are getting more relief. It is becoming weaker and weaker with age, and possibly by the age of 36, you will have a lot of room to expand and possibly you will be able to get out. So it's like a loosely bound Pap Kartari. So one is the standard Pap Kartari, where both the planets are either retrograde or both the planets are either direct. That means that's a unidirectional flow. Then There is a second type of Paap Kartari where one of the planet is retrograde while the other planet is direct. And it is both are headed towards the house in between. That's squeezing effect. That's the most dreadful Paap Kartari. And the third one is when one of the planet is direct, but the planet ahead of the Paap Kartari planet has to be direct and the planet which is behind has to go retrograde. That's the only case. That means if I reverse this, it becomes a dreadful one. But if I go all the way around, the planet which is second is direct and the planet which is 12th is retrograde, it forms loosely bound Paap Kartari, a weak Paap Kartari. And there is a lot of hope. Sometimes it is not even a Paap Kartari. Another concept about Paap Kartari is about degree. So let us take an example. Jupiter is at 29 degrees of Virgo. Then you have Saturn placed at 3 degrees of Libra and Mars is placed at say 15 degrees of Leo. Just try to understand this. The distance of Jupiter and Saturn is very small, but the distance of Jupiter and Mars is very big. So the energy influence of Saturn on this Paap Kartari is going to be way more than the energy influence of Mars. Now in this case, if Saturn goes retrograde, Jupiter and Saturn are going towards a head-on collision and that can create difficulty. So you have to see, like drawing a straight line, how far is the planet in consideration away from the two malefic planets. To whomsoever it will be close, that particular planet will define the flavor of Paap Kartari. So it's like a slider scale. You have A, you have B, and then you have a slider scale. That slider scale is the planet and its degree. You have to find out if it is in between. If the planet is exactly in between degree-wise from the two malefic planets, it is the easiest Paap Kartari because then you have arms to flex. You are in the center, you have room to go ahead, you have a space to go back. So there is a room for error. But if the planet or a house in consideration goes very close to the other planet, say if it is the sign of say Virgo, there is no planet in that house. Virgo is blank, but Saturn is at 3 degrees or 2 degrees of Libra, whereas Mars is at 28 or 29 degrees of Leo. Virgo is squeezed. Then you have to see what house Virgo rules, whether it is 5th house or 6th house, and you will see difficulties and problems related to that house. The maximum effect of the Paap Kartari comes when you are under Mahadasha or Antardasha of the Lord of that house. So when you are having a Paap Kartari, the sole purpose should be to power that house, to be careful about that house and to understand the flow and the nature of this yoga. Once you understand, you will be, and once you comply to this nature, you will see that in spite of the Paap Kartari, I have seen a lot of people gaining success. Yes, it takes extra effort, it takes extra power to achieve, but you can break the shackles. So if you have this yoga in your chart, be ready to break free, but within the boundaries of Dharma. Thank you guys. I hope you like this technical video, and if you like, I will put more such videos. Do not forget to subscribe the channel, share the videos among family and friends to spread the words of astrology. Look out for hashtag Puneet and hashtag Seek the Light to search my videos on Google and YouTube, and do not forget to hit the bell icon. Stay connected and subscribe. We'll meet in the next video. Till then, namaste.